Now, there's a new government watchdog report that says thousands of U.S. service members with serious health conditions like PTSD, traumatic brain injury, mental health disorders, or substance abuse have been discharged for misconduct in recent years. Shannon Walker is with us on the Kogo News Live line. She is with Northwest Battle Buddies. Now, these conditions can lead to behavior issues, Shannon, but are the behavior issues what the military is using to justify discharging people?
Well, you know, if the medical issues, the PTSD and TBI and things like that, if it leads to misconduct, you know, then they may not have any choice but to discharge them if it's gotten to that degree. But the thing that concerns me, or that I think that we need to look at, is the fact is that, you know, PTSD and TBI are caused by trauma that they have received during their service life serving our country. They wouldn't have that if they hadn't been serving and experienced that trauma. So even though, you know, my twin boys serve in the military, and I'm not an expert in this, we provide service dogs to combat veterans, but I have worked with many veterans, and we've provided 45 service dogs in the last 5 years. So I work closely with these men and women and hear their heart and hear their experience and hear their concerns and their frustrations. And my twins serve in the military, and I hear all the time about, you know, the discipline that is necessary for our military to thrive and serve our country the way it does. However, if you've had a long service life and you've served with honor and integrity, but yet because of the trauma that you have received and the diagnosis you have received because of your service, I think it's very tragic when they do get discharged because of misconduct, especially when they've had a great service life up until the diagnosis or maybe the very end, but for them to lose all their VA benefits. It's very tragic, because I think there's got to be a better answer or a way to continue to try to serve them instead of just cutting them loose and leaving them empty-handed.
Yeah, that's the part I think that most people would take issue with, is if you do have traumatic brain injury, if you do have PTSD because of your service, if you're discharged in that fashion for misconduct, you lose those benefits. So, you know, one wonders if the military needs to kind of rethink a little bit how it's going to approach this. You can't have them in the service if it is so disruptive that they can't serve, but not leave them hanging out to dry as well.
Absolutely. You know, some of the men and women that I do work with, you know, they are discharged. They even have an honorable discharge, but because of the TBI or PTSD, they did service out honorably. But at the same time, they wish they could continue to serve, but because of maybe TBI or whatever, they can't. And they don't want to even be out. So just even being out is hard enough, let alone to lose their medical benefits. And you know, and the more we understand PTSD, the more we can serve our American heroes, especially when they have received trauma through serving us. We've got to find a way to help support them and understand that. And it is very, very tragic. That's one of the reasons that we here at Northwest Battle Buddies serve them the way we know the best way that we can, in our knowledge and in our experience and what we have at our fingertips, which is to provide highly trained service dogs free of charge to them to help them overcome and bring healing. And we do provide these dogs free of charge, but yet, you know, they need their insurance, they need their benefits. I mean, that's something very, very tangible that they need and their families need. And that's one of the reasons that people serve in the first place, not just to serve their country, but they do it because of the benefits at the end, because we certainly know it's not their pay. They don't make an exorbitant amount of money at all when they're serving. It's just unbelievable how these men and women serve so selflessly for so little. And, you know, so I agree that absolutely we've got to find a way to serve them better and find a way to deal with diagnoses and behaviors as they leave the service without taking away everything from them.
All right. Northwest Battle Buddies, Shannon Walker with us here on the Kogo News Live line. Shannon, always good to talk to you.